sail around our lake occasionally. I think Sandy, our granddaughter, is the most experienced sailor with it right now. The one picture that isn't mentioned here is, and I think it was probably on purpose, John the golfer. I'm sure John isn't a golfer, but you know, I got clubs, and Harry and I had many, many enjoyable days playing golf. This is our latest family get-together at Pine Island in North Carolina. I was taken this August. And that's the group, the whole bunch, as she says right now. But that's fun. We're getting the end of this thing?
I hope.
I think, you know, you sort of like people showing their slides, so we got to see their slides. So we're going to step up the pace here. The end? Wonderful. I guess, you know, first of all, this was an absolute complete surprise. And I feel very blessed that I didn't think I had over 4 friends. And I'm just tickled that so many people of you thought to come out and celebrate this special day with me and with Mary Lou. I'm just honored to be here tonight, and I have such wonderful friends and family, and God has blessed us very, very well. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, I know there's some other people in here who have something that they, a memory or an event or something that they want to share.
Silence is golden.
And I know, June, where are you? Where did she go?
Lady.
There she is.
She has notes, be prepared.
I have a note that I put in John's birthday card, but I want to share it with you, and I called it "A Man Named John, a Neighbor's Perspective."
Oh, she was an English teacher, by the way. Watch your diction and your...
Destiny found us as neighbors. Albany's generosity bound us as friends. Across our gardens, around the bend, a helping hand waits, ready to lend. Solutions to my projects, which never seem to end, because it is with confidence I know that should I fall, a man named John will answer my call. Home improvements are in progress. Can't complete them without help. I just continue on with my creative spree and just call a man named John to see if he's free. A new flagpole, I decide is a must. Heavy bags of concrete mixed with dust. I can't lift them, not even one. To the rescue, a man named John, I trust. Perfection personified. The job is done. But before retiring, for his signature nappy, John asked, "What's your next project, June? Is a reflecting pond to be there soon?" My tomato plants aren't growing. Vines are sickly and bare. Soon John arrives at my back door, his prolific harvest to share. However, at times I think he's trying to trick me into believing Someday I'm going to see from my bedroom window a giant oak tree growing from an acorn he found sprouting free. A food exchange we enjoy the most is the Italian sausage, complete with John's sauce. A loaf of bread delivered warm, soups, and those famous pickles. What a host. Now, if your oven breaks down some Thanksgiving morn, don't worry, take my advice. Bring your turkey to John. He'll cook it, juicy and brown and ready to slice. The best is yet to come. John understands machinery, thermostats, batteries, and such. He'll solve my household problems, so I don't think about them much. Now, John and my husband, in brotherhood bound, unite against formal dress. So when we plan a special night and want our men to be dressed just right, I learned a simple solution. Contact John's sweetie before Harry calls and asks, John, what are you wearing tonight? Because I can't access the internet and find those .coms are a fright, I'll end with the simple message. Clearly, it's come to light. There is a fact we can never deny. John, we treasure your friendship. Harry and I love you dearly, with or without your tie.
This is Sweetie right here.
I know there's something Harry has.
Harry's got something to say. Uh-oh.
I'll tell you how John couldn't start a motor one.
No, just talk about finding the golf balls for me. I can't.
The only reason John and I go together, he's nearsighted on the far side. So when he hits them a long way, I tell him where the hell they're at.
Well, I'm never on the fairway, so that's a big problem.
On a more serious note,
More serious?
yes, sir, this comes right from the White House. In honor of your birthday tomorrow, the American flag will be flown over the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Don't chuckle, this is true. You will receive this flag shortly, along with a certificate that reads, "This is certified that accompanying this flag was flown over the United States Capitol on October 25th, 1999, at the request of the Honorable Peter Fitzgerald, United States Senator. This flag was flown for John Albanese on the occasion of his 75th birthday. Signed, U.S. Senator George M. White, architect of the Capitol. John, you know, we were going to get something from Clinton, but we didn't think it'd be good things.
I've been thinking, I helped you put a flagpole up. Now, what am I gonna do with this flag here when it comes up? Sweetie, another project?
Yeah, it's another project.
Thank you, Harry.
Yes, thank you very much, Harry and June. Those were wonderful, wonderful memories and mementos of this great day. And I think Sandy has something she wants to say.
Sandy. My favorite granddaughter, number one.
Go ahead, Sandy. I love you, Grandpa.
I guess maybe before, I think everybody here maybe remembered it, there was a song a long time ago, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to be loved and be loved in return. And I feel that. Thank you very much, Cindy.
Carolyn had something.
She has notes, so relax.
First of all, David could not be here, and he said to send his love, and Rob said the same. They're sorry they couldn't be here for your birthday. And then there was a couple of special messages. One came from a Jim Sura. He says he couldn't come, but he's returning to Chicago in November and would like to see you then. And he said he remembers a time when he had cancer and that you stepped in and said that you would take his 3 children, and that was very special in his life. So he wanted to share that tonight with everybody. And then a man by the name of Sal Nadia, he called and he says, I'm sorry I can't come to John's birthday, but he does remember some boxing trunks. Did you borrow or something sometime?
No, he was in the Marines, I think, on Modular Island in World War II, and I think I sent him $5. I was in New Guinea to buy some boxing trunks so he could box, I guess.
All right, well, he still has those trunks. He said he found them in the basement and brought back memories. So this is a poem in honor of our dad. An engineer, a runner, a grandpa, a friend, a supporter of us from the beginning to the end, a veteran, a golfer, and historian to boot, who'd rather wear sweats than dress up in a suit. Financial planner, church worker, gardener, and chef, a cookie monster who hates to see one cookie left. A father, a fisherman, a craftsman with wood, involved in helping others to bring about good. A giver, a Snickers lover, traveler, and singer, he loves the shower, providing us family times where we all want to linger. A loving husband to Mary Lou these past 25 years. We celebrate you, Dad and Grandpa, along with your peers. We love you and respect you and are glad for your part. May God in His grace let you play in our hearts. Happy 75th birthday, and may you celebrate many more with family and friends and blessings galore. Much love to you, your family.
You know, this is a lot better than having a red over your casket. One of these days we're all going to croak, and I think it's a lot nicer right now. Well, in financial planning, you know, this is the inevitable. But anyway, hey, it's great. What else next week?
I don't know if there's anyone else out there.
Uh-oh. Now, this is Wayne Lundberg. Gosh, he and I worked together from the time he started, and when he started, he wasn't even married.
Taking away what I was going to say. I've known this guy for 40 years, right?
I guess so.
There's a number of things I remember about John. I'm not going to tell anything out of school, but his neighbor brought up the fact about the Italian sausage. He made the best Italian sausage I've ever had in my life. He made it great. Two of the most significant things I think that he did in his career was to hire me, number one. And after 35 years, to give me the wherewithal to quit successfully. We love you. Everybody does. One other thing. We've been playing bridge as a group for what, 15 years now? When we started, John was an excellent bridge player, right? We dragged him down to our level. He's no longer an excellent bridge player. At a certain point in one's life, a couple
things, sort of screw up. I mean, one of them is your senility starts to fade in there. And the other thing, you really get a bit more generous in your old age. I mean, pretty soon the time is now to spend it. So, you got to play a little less aggressively. I want these young whippersnappers sort of, win once in a while.
One other thing, John glossed over his golfing prowess. He's one of the few guys that I can beat on a regular basis.
That is true. I have thought of question whether the name of the game is golf. Anyway, Paul and I worked together for many years. So. Uh-oh.
John, I promised Sally that I would try not to say anything that would embarrass her, but I didn't say anything about not embarrassing you. So I've got a few things to say, and then I'll do my best to see if I can embarrass you just a little bit. John and I go back, I think, to 1966, and we were colleagues for 18 years or so until John retired in '84. And then when I finally got enough money to be able to afford him as a financial planner, he became my financial planner as well as my friend. And it's been a tremendous time. I just want to share two very quick recollections of our years at Acme. Mary Lou already stole one of my lines because John's reputation for spend no dime before it's time was very well entrenched throughout all of Acme. And that was one thing that we could count on when it came time each year for putting our capital expenditure budgets together. If John said that we had to spend some money, we all knew we had to spend some money. The time had come. But I think more importantly, the thing that stands out in my mind about John is his very sincere and honest and deep concern about people, and particularly about the people that work for him. Today, I think this world would be so much better if we had more managers in this world who really had that true and honest kind of concern for their employees that John showed over the years. And it's something that I'll never forget, John. I think it's an outstanding attribute of yours and something which you should be very proud of, because there are not very many of us who can really be sincere about something like that. Some of us try, but John is one of those people that is just truly sincere about his love for people and his concern for the well-being of the people around him. And it's been something that I really look back on with pride, John. But now let me just go on a little bit here. We have a little present here, John, for you. And I'd like for you to leave. This is from Sally and I. And just like for you to go ahead and open that if you would. Uh-oh. This is a unique, one of a kind. There's nothing else in the world like this. And John, John, of course, is a walking ad for what can happen for someone who really lives their life well and healthy. And I'm sure he's not going to need this for many years. But when the time comes that he does need this, there are several customized additions to this cane that are very important. And first of all, we have the horn on here, so that when John and Mary Lou are tooling around the mall, John can keep from running over old ladies by honking his horn. Then on the bottom here, there's a mirror. And, well, suffice it to say that if I were a woman wearing a skirt and John drooling up here beside me, I'd be very careful.
If you're thinking of my later years. But white patent leather shoes do reflect that. Anyway, this is, well. Oh,
There's a card there.
thank you. This is Big Brother Joe. He's actually my brother.
I'm going to go a little further back. When John was playing around with his laboratory on the back porch, and one of the many things that I think we did together was to run out a Bunsen burner, gas for a Bunsen burner, and other things. So John's one of his first projects was to take some of the stuff that my old man, our father, used to bottle up for enjoyment. You know, it was after the wine was made, the residue of the wine was then redistilled, and we get a product known as wrap-up, as that's its name now. Back then, which was booze. But the proof was around 40–50%. So John decides that he was going to go all the way and generate 200 proof things. Not small. So he rigs up a piece of pipe with a couple of rubber corks in the end of the sucker, and he had a distillation operation there that was generating 200 proof stuff. Remember, John?
About 190, Joe. I was all of about, 14 years old at that time.
Amazingly enough now, of course, chemistry was his hobby in the early years, and in high school, he actually took the Regents examination for chemistry without taking the course. And he had the highest grade in the whole class. Can you imagine that? Unbelievable. Is that right, John?
That's a slight, I did in fact take the chemistry test. I did pass it, but I wasn't the highest. Without taking the course.
Things were kind of tight when he was going to college there. So he cranked up a photo refinishing operation, and the envelope printed up with the name of their company, and had dealers throughout the neighborhood with that the people could leave their film to have it redeveloped, to be developed. So he recognized the need for an enlarger in order to increase the volume of business he was able to get. So he got together, he felt that he was able to build one, so he got a broomstick, a tin can, a couple pieces of glass, and a light bulb, and actually made an enlarger. And got a couple pictures, but of course it took too long, so eventually he went out and bought another one. John, I've still got parts of that enlarger.
I've still got the enlarger, and of course, that's, spend no dime before it's time. If we had a broomstick to work, it was going to be fun. It didn't work very well. I did eventually buy an enlarger.
Okay. Now, John, this is from Nick. He told me this, and I don't remember.
Nick is our older brother. He is what,
81.
81 right now. He's still downhill skis, by the way.
He can't make it, of course, and in our conversation the last week or so, telling him about coming up here to wish John well on his birthday, and asked him if he had any memorable moments, and he said the only thing he could remember that John was after the big bucks, big dollars. Ready to die before it's time, and he decided he was going to go into the cosmetic business, and he bought a gallon of glycerin, some perfume, and 100 little jars in which he was going to put together a balm for ladies to improve their skin and what have you. And it never got off the ground, John. Mom and Nick said that they threw it away when Mom was passed away and they cleaned me off the trash. Is that true? That is true.
I never got into the cosmetic business.
The girls lost that.
I know, thanks. Anyway. I need guidance in the class. And all I can do is say, thank you so much all. That's the end? Okay. I didn't know if there was anything else scheduled, but I do want to thank you very sincerely for coming.
Oh, wait a minute.
What? Oh, this is Janet Tussin.
I've done some through the corporate files of Albanese, Hemsley, and Tussing.
Okay, this is the corporate file. This is Janet Tussin, right?
And, you know, there's not a lot of humorous things that I can think of. This financial planning is pretty serious business for John and I, but I did come up with, and I don't have my glasses now, our startup plan. And it's February 28th, 1985. And I think this is from John's computer.
Looks like my printing.
Right, but notice there's no numbers here, John.
I know.
I can't believe
We
it.
don't spend any numbers.
I believe that you didn't have numbers, but my copy didn't have any numbers.
Well,
But one of the things I do remember early on, John said that he was a little reluctant to start this business, but he was, you know, this good chap that he is. And he said, actually, I've got a fair amount to bring to this organization. He said, one of which is my name. He said, with Albanese, and he said, well, we'll be right at the beginning of all the yellow page listings. Well, that worked well in 85, 86. By the time we got to the 90s, there were a lot of financial planners around. Remember, then there was Abbott and ABC Planning. But it's been just a great, great relationship. And I, as I said, I wanted to leave you with some a copy of some of the things that the corporate talked about.
thank you. Thank you very much. All this family stuff, things like that, gets kind of a bit much after a while. But from real water, from my heart, I thank you all so very much for coming. I thank you for being part of my life for these many years, and I feel just so grateful that I've known so many wonderful people for so many years, and I hope that be a lot more years coming up again in the future. They gotta come in the future. But the band, and thank you so much. And thanks to the city.
I did. You've all been great. I really appreciate your being here this evening, and I hope you had a good time. We certainly did. And please don't feel like you have to rush away and enjoy one another's company, and as long as you like. Thank you. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Bars open.